Jai Hind friends, now we are going to start our next module, vector calculus. The topics covered under this module will be gradient, divergence and curl, directional derivatives, line integral, surface integral, volume integral, Gauss divergence theorem, Green's theorem and Stokes theorem. Before moving ahead, we first understand what is point function. A variable quantity whose value at any point in a region of space depends upon the position of the point is called a point function. Point function can be of two types. One is scalar point function and second is vector point function. Scalar point function. If to each point Pxyz of a region R in space there corresponds a unique scalar Fp, then f is called a scalar point function. That is, if to every point in space some scalar is assigned through some rule or some other way, then such a function Fp is called a scalar point function. For example, the temperature distribution in a heated body, density of a body and potential due to gravity are the examples of scalar point functions. Now, what is vector point function? If to each point Pxyz of a region R in space there corresponds a unique vector denoted by Fp, then f is called a vector point function. The velocity of a moving fluid, gravitational force are the examples of vector point function. Now, we move towards next idea, which is the idea of vector differential operator del. This operator is defined in the following manner. The vector differential operator del is denoted by this symbol del. This symbol is also termed as nabla and it is defined as del equals I cap del over del x plus j cap del over del y plus k cap del over del z. Here I cap, j cap and k cap are unit vectors in the direction of coordinate axis, and this operator del is clearly a vector differential operator. Now, we understand what is gradient of a scalar function. This gradient will be used very frequently and very useful concept, therefore, we shall understand it with details. If phi xyz be a scalar point function, then its gradient is denoted by grad phi. It is defined as below. Grad phi equals I del phi over del x plus j del phi over del y plus k del phi over del z. As we have seen in previous slide that this value I cap del over del x plus j cap del over del y plus k cap del over del z was nothing but del operator. Therefore, this phi can be taken outside, and in this manner grad phi can be written as del phi also. We shall frequently use any of these notation, therefore, both of these should be clear to us. Now, we take an example that how can we calculate grad phi for some particular function. Suppose we are given that phi is 3x square y minus y cube minus z square. Find grad phi at the point 1 minus 2 minus 1. This function phi is given and we wish to find grad phi for this particular point. We are aware that grad phi is nothing but del of phi. This del is replaced by its expression I cap del over del x plus j cap del over del y plus k cap del over del z. This phi is replaced by its value 3x square y minus y cube z square. This operator will be operated on this function. It will become del over del x of this term plus j cap del over del y of this term plus k cap del over del z of this term. Now operating now this del over del x will be operated on this function, del over del y will be operated on it and del over del z on this. Because del over del x is partial differentiation with respect to x, therefore y and z will be treated as constants and therefore derivative of this will be simply 6xy because this second term y cube z square will be 0. Similarly, differentiating this term with respect to y, we shall treat x and z as constant. Derivative of this 3x square y is 3x square and derivative of this term will be 3y square, z square is constant. From third term x and y will be taken as constant and therefore this term will be 0 and derivative of this will give simply 2y cube z. This is the expression of gradient of phi. I am interested in finding grad phi at this point. Therefore, this value will be simplified by substituting the given point. Given point is 1 minus 2 minus 1 and therefore I shall replace x by 1, y by minus 2 and z by minus 1 in this expression. Putting x equals 1, y equals minus 2, this value occurs in place of 6xy. Putting x equals 1, y equal to minus 2, this becomes 3x square, that is 3 into 1. 3y square z square becomes minus 2 whole square will be 4, z square will be 1 and similarly the third term. Now this will be simplified. Simplifying, this will become 6 to 12 minus 12. This is 3 minus 12, that is minus 9 and last term will be minus 16, which is the required value of gradient of phi at this particular point. We have done nothing, we have simply phi was given to us. We were interested in finding grad phi at this particular point. I applied the formula for grad phi. The value of del was substituted. Partial derivatives were calculated and finally the point was substituted so that the value at required point can be calculated. Now we understand what is the geometrical meaning of this gradient. We know that the equation phi xyz equal to c represents a family of surfaces for different values of the constant c. For example, if I have an equation x plus y plus 2z equals c, then this equation will be equation of a plane for different values of c. If I take c equal to 1, I will obtain for c equal to 1. If I take c equal to 5, I will obtain this is for c equals 5. If I give some other value to c, then I will get different equation. Each of these equations for different values of c represent a plane in space. Similarly, if I consider x square plus y square plus z square is equal to a square. Here parameter c is replaced by a square. Taking different values of a here, I shall obtain different equations of the form x square plus y square plus z square equal to a square. Each of these equation will represent a sphere in a space whose radius is a and center is origin. In general, the equation of the form phi x y z equal to c represents a family of surfaces for different values of constant of c. Now, if I calculate del phi for the function phi x y z, then it will give normal vector to the surface phi x y z equal to c. That is, del phi is a vector normal to the surface phi x y z equal to c. Means whenever we want to find normal vector to a given surface, we shall express the surface in the form phi x y z equal to c. The terms involving x, y and z will be shifted on left hand side. The terms with constant may be written on right hand side, and this term phi will be used to calculate grad phi. The vector so obtained will be normal vector for this surface for any point x, y, z. We shall see it with the help of example now. Find the unit normal vector to the surface x y cube z square equals to 4 at this point. This surface x y cube z square is given, x y cube z square equal to 4 is given, and we wish to find unit normal vector to the surface this. To find normal vector of a surface, I know that the surface is of the form phi x y z equal to c, and the value of phi x y z will be left hand side, and therefore I have taken phi x y z equal to x y cube z square, which is equals to 4 also. We know that del phi is the vector normal to the surface phi x y z equal to c. Therefore, normal vector for this surface can be calculated using del of phi or grad phi. Therefore, normal vector is equals to del phi is equals to I del phi by del x plus j cap del phi by del y plus k cap del phi by del z. This phi is now being replaced by its value. The value of phi I have taken as x y cube z square from given surface, and therefore it becomes del over del x of x y cube z square plus del over del y of x y cube z square plus del over del z of x y cube z square. Differentiating this term partially with respect to x, y and z will be treated as constant, and the resulting expression will be y cube z square I cap. From second term, x and z will be treated as constant, and derivative of this y cube will be 3y square. So, I obtain this term. Similarly, from third expression I obtain 2xy cube z k cap. This is the value of grad phi, and it is normal vector for this surface phi x y z equal to this equals to 4, that is this surface. This is the general normal vector for any point x y z of the surface. I am interested in finding unit normal vector at this point. Therefore, this point will be substituted in place of x, y and z. Therefore, I shall substitute x equals minus 1, y equals minus 1, z equals 2 in this expression. Substituting x equal to minus 1, y equal to minus 1, z equal to 2. This term will give minus 1 whole cube minus 1, z square will be 4, it will be simply minus 4. Therefore, first term is minus 4i. Second is 3xy square z square. Therefore, it will be 3. X means minus 1. Y square will be 1. I am not writing that. z square will be 4 and the value obtained is minus 12. Similarly, the third term will give plus 4 and it is the vector minus 4 I cap minus 12 j cap plus 4 k cap, which is normal vector to the surface at this point. But we are actually finding unit normal vector. Here I have calculated only normal vector, means we need to find unit vector corresponding to this vector, and for this I shall require to convert this vector to unit vector. Now, if vector A is a1 I cap plus a2 j cap plus a3 k cap, then to find unit vector in the direction of this vector A, we use vector A divided by modulus of vector A, and for this vector A, modulus is calculated using a1 square plus a2 square plus a3 square whole square root. Therefore, this vector del phi minus 4i minus 12 j cap plus 4 k cap will be converted to unit vector using del phi upon mod of del phi. Del phi was this. Mod of del phi is being calculated using this formula. Minus 4 square is 16, minus 12 square is 144, 4 square is 16, and this simplification will give 160 plus 186, and simplifying I will obtain this value 176 I shall obtain this value minus 1 by root 11 I cap plus 3 j cap minus k cap, which is required unit normal vector to the given surface at given point. Let me sum up once again it. This surface was given. I was looking for a unit normal vector to the surface at this point. First of all, the terms which are involving x, y and z will be considered as phi x, y, z. Then grad phi is calculated. The point is substituted in grad phi, and that value of grad phi was normal vector to the surface. Because we were supposed to find unit normal vector, therefore this vector grad phi was converted to unit vector using unit vector A is vector A upon its modulus, and this is the value of the required unit vector. We take one more example. In this example, we can see that gradient of a function phi can be used to calculate angle between two given surfaces, that is the angle at which these two surfaces intersect. Problem says that find the angle between the surfaces x square plus y square plus z square equal to 9 and z equals to x square plus y square minus 3 at the point 2 minus 1 2. This surface is given, another surface is given, and we are supposed to find the angle of intersection at between these two surfaces at this point 2 minus 1 2. For this, we shall use the concept that the angle between two surfaces will be equal to angle between their normals. Whatever is the angle between surfaces, the same angle will be there between the normals of the surfaces at that particular point, and therefore what I shall do? I shall find normal vector to this surface as we have done in previous example. We shall find normal vector to this surface similarly. Then these two normal vectors are two vectors having ijk without xyz because point is there. Now we shall obtain the angle between these two vectors. We are aware that angle between these two vectors can be calculated using formulae of 10 plus 2 for finding the angle between vectors, and that angle will be the angle between the surfaces. We now proceed. The first surface is x square plus y square plus z square equals to 9, and second surface is this. I am first finding normal vector to the first surface. For this, I shall take gradient of this surface. This 9 is shifted toward left hand side, but if I take simply this term x square plus y square plus z square, then still there is no problem, because this constant will give 0 after derivative. This del is being replaced by its expression I del by del x plus j del by del y plus k del by del z times x square plus y square plus z square minus 9, the value of phi. Del by del x operated on this function will give 2x. Del by del y operated on this function will give 2y. Del by del z operated on this will give 2z, and this is the normal vector to the surface this. Because we are to find angle at this point, therefore I shall replace x, y and z by the point 2, minus 1, 2. Putting x equal to 2, it becomes 4i. Putting y equal to minus 1, it becomes minus 2j, and similarly third terms becomes 4k. This vector n1 is normal vector to this surface x square plus y square plus z square equals to 9. Now we shall repeat same process for second surface. Second surface was this z equals x square plus y square minus 3. Because terms of x, y and z should be involved in phi x, y, z, therefore this right hand side is transformed to left hand side, transposed to left hand side, and then its gradient is taken. Del is replaced by its expression, this term as it is. Del over del x of this term gives minus 2x. Del over del y of this term will give minus 2y, because remaining terms become 0. Similarly, third term gives k cap, and this is the vector normal to second surface. Substituting given point 2, minus 1, 2 in the surface, I obtain minus 4i cap plus 2j cap plus k cap, which is normal vector to second surface. Now normal to first surface n1 is calculated, normal to second surface n2 is also calculated. The angle between these two normals will be the angle between the given surfaces. We know that if A and B are two vectors, then their dot product can be calculated using similar formula. n1 dot n2 equals mod n1 mod times mod n2 times cos theta, where theta is the angle between the surfaces. From this, cos theta can be written as n1 dot n2 upon mod n1 times mod n2. n1 was this vector written here, n2 was this vector. Therefore, this formula takes this form. Now, if two vectors A and B are with me, A equals A1 I cap plus A2 j cap plus A3 k cap, B equals B1 I cap plus B2 j cap plus B3 k cap, then then A dot B is A1 B1 plus A2 B2 plus A3 B3. That is, coefficients of I are multiplied together, coefficients of j are multiplied together and coefficients of k are multiplied together, and adding the result I shall obtain a dot b. By using this rule, n1 dot n2 is calculated. 4 times minus 4 minus 16, minus 2 plus 2 becomes minus 4, and 4 times 1 becomes 4. Modulus is calculated using the formula previously discussed. 4 square plus 2 square plus 4 square under root. Similarly in second term, and simplifying it, I obtain minus 8 upon 3 root 21, which is the value of cos theta, From this I get theta equals to this, which is required angle between the surfaces. I sum up once again. We were given two surfaces, x square plus y square plus z square equals 9, and second surface this. We were interested in finding the angle between these two surfaces. What is done? From first surface, grad phi is calculated, which was vector n1. From second surface, grad phi is calculated, which was vector n2. Now, angle between vectors n1 and n2 is given by this relation, n1 dot n2 equals mod n1 mod n2 cos theta, that is cos theta equals to minus 8 upon 3 root 21, and it gives theta equals cos inverse minus 8 upon 3 root 21, which is required angle between the given surfaces. We now move towards our next idea, which is idea of directional derivative. What is directional derivative? The component of grad phi in the direction of a vector is called the directional derivative of phi in the direction of that vector. That is, if phi is a scalar point function, I calculate component of grad phi in direction of a particular vector, then the value so obtained is called directional derivative of phi in the direction of that vector. Mathematically, directional derivative is equals to grad phi dot a cap, where a cap is the unit vector in direction of given vector A. What directional derivative represents? Let us see. The directional derivative is the rate at which the function changes at a point in the direction of given vector. Means, if I want to find rate of change of a particular function in a specified direction, then directional derivative can help, and its value will give required rate of change. If we are to find, it is 2, not the, if we are to find rate of change of a function in a specified direction, we shall calculate directional derivative. We shall understand it with the help of example. We are asked to find the directional derivative of phi at this point 1 minus 2 1 in the direction of this vector. A function phi x y z is given. Directional derivative is to be calculated in direction of this vector. Whenever directional derivative is to be calculated, we shall require at least two information. First information will be the function whose directional derivative is to be calculated. Another is vector in the direction in which directional derivative is supposed to be calculated. The function whose directional derivative is to be calculated will work as phi. The vector in which directional derivative is required will be taken as vector A. Now we process. Because directional derivative of this function is to be calculated, therefore I have taken phi x y z is equals to this function x square y z plus 4x z square. Now, because to calculate directional derivative, we use the formula grad phi dot unit vector A. Therefore, grad phi and unit vector A both are required, and that's why I am finding grad phi for given phi. Grad phi is I del by del x plus j del by del y plus k del by del z of phi, which is written here. Applying del by del x on this expression, then del by del y on this expression, and then del by del z on this expression, I shall obtain its value. Del by del x of this term will give 2xyz plus 4z square occurring here. Derivative of it with respect to y, because there is no y term, so it will be 0. First term gives x square z, and similarly third term gives this value. It is the value of grad phi. The value of grad phi will be calculated at this point, because we are interested in finding the directional derivative at this point, and therefore I substitute x equals to 1, y equals to minus 2 and z equal to 1 in this expression. This x is replaced by 1, y is replaced by minus 2, z is replaced by 1, and simplifications will be performed. Simplifying, in next step I obtain this value, and it is nothing but j plus 6k cap. This is the value of grad phi for this function phi at this point. Now the term required is this vector a cap. As we have already discussed, that vector a cap will be calculated using vector a upon modulus of vector a. The given vector in which directional derivative was required, in which direction, was this vector. Modulus of a will give 2 square plus 1 square plus 2 square whole square root, and this is required unit vector. Now directional derivative at this point 1 minus 2 1 is grad phi dot a cap. The value of grad phi was calculated in previous slide. Value was this j plus 6k cap. A cap is calculated here, its value is written here. Now I shall take dot product of these two. Because there is no term of phi, therefore 0 times 2 will be 0. It is not written here. This is 1, this is minus 1, it will be minus 1. 6 times 2 will be minus 12, and simplifying it I obtain minus 13 upon 3, which is required directional derivative. Let me sum up once again. This function phi was given. In the direction of this vector, we were interested in finding its directional derivative. Whenever directional derivative is required, I need to calculate grad phi dot a cap. This phi was used to calculate grad phi. Substituting given point, I obtained the value of grad phi at the point as this. The given vector in which directional derivative is required will work as vector a, and this is vector a. Because a cap is required, therefore I divided this a by its modulus. Simplifying, I obtained the value of a cap. Directional derivative was grad phi dot a cap. Values of grad phi and a cap were substituted, simplified, and after simplification I obtain the required value of directional derivative. Now in this lecture we have studied point functions, then scalar point function, vector point function. Then we have studied that what is gradient and the application of gradient in finding normal vector and angles between given surfaces was seen. We have also introduced directional derivative. Now in next lecture we shall continue this concept with some more ideas. Thanks for now. We will discuss it next time.